Just dealing with time. Stay on my mind.
While you burning up, I feel the breeze up the freeway.
Ooh, Mary, baby, I
I
need
asked her,
you.
could I hit? There was nothing she could say.
Trust me, boo, I would never
Then am I very solitary confined? I find myself dealing with time. Now that she's dealing with time. Dealing with time.
Yo. Now I'm in love with this girl, and I never really told her, but I swear she know it cause of the way that I hold her. Don't care that I'm out in the street stuck in the heat, cause she know the more I eat, then the more we meet, then the more I'm having sex with her. It's just the way she smells, her body aroma, I gotta be next to her. For money in my pockets, then I gotta be vexed with her. Mad when I can't touch, mad when I can't nut. But no matter what, that's my shorty. She been there before the yak, the crack, the jacks in the 40s. Love the fact I'm on wax and they always recording me. She say she want me richer than Barry Gordy, always with other dudes, so she don't mind when I cheat. Just make sure I wrap it up when I'm tapping them freaks. We went from hours to days, from days to weeks. Now I'm in love with this broad till I'm eternally sleep.
While you burning up, I feel the breeze up the freeway.
Ooh, Mary, baby, I
I
need
asked her, could I hit? There was nothing she could say.
Trust me, baby, I would never
Then am I very solitary confined? I find myself dealing with time. Now that she's dealing with time. Dealing with time.
Ooh, Mary, baby, I need you. No matter how rough it get, I can never leave you. Our bond is real strong, like Freeway and Seagull, even though you just...
If you're not stewing, what the hell are you doing? Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. You still got about 30 minutes left to cast your vote for the Ball Penis Award. If you're new to the show, it's a long story how we came up with the name. Just ask somebody in the chat room, they'll tell you. Right, I don't even want to get into that, man, on how we came up with the name, the origin of the name Ball Penis Award. I don't even want to get into that. But go to the Doug Stewart Show Facebook chat group and cast your vote. And your nominees are the Orange Dude, James Dolan and the New York Knicks, Dan Quinn, Shanahan and the Falcons, the cheating-ass Patriots, Kellyanne Conway, and Grego. I'm trying to think, man. I don't know why I write down stuff whenever I ponder something. Like, who is more silly? This Kellyanne Conway chick? That Sean Spicer guy? Or the Orange Dude? Like, seriously? Like, your three closest allies, cabinet members, or whatever, are all insane. Are all insane. They all piss on you and tell you it's raining. She's the worst. She is the absolute worst. I think I might hate her more than I do the other two. I mean, she is just ridiculous. Nothing I hate more than somebody that slaps you and tells you to like it, you know. No, nothing I hate worse than that. So one quick basketball kind of follow-up story. New York Knicks president Phil Jackson on Thursday wrote that his tweet earlier in the week referencing a Bleacher Report column critical of Carmelo Anthony was misunderstood. Here's the actual tweet that Phil sent out, and I got some commentary on that in general. So after starting a firestorm, and listen, Phil uses an emoji here. He uses a little emoji fire. Got a little problem with that as well, first of all. So after starting a firestorm with a misunderstood tweet, I offer this. Now he's got the little emoji of the peace sign. Our society is torn with discord. I'm against it. Let it be. Jackson's tweet on Tuesday about the Bleacher Report column was widely interpreted as another criticism of Carmelo Anthony, whom the Knicks have shopped in trade talks in recent weeks. Jackson might have intended to dispel that theory with a tweet on Thursday, but he didn't provide any clarification about the meaning behind his decision to reference the column critical of Anthony. That's right. Jackson also included ambiguously, let me get that word out, ambiguously that he was against discord. People are kind of theorizing that was in reference to Charles Oakley's incident at Madison Square Garden on Wednesday night, in which Oakley, a former Knicks forward, was arrested and charged with 3 counts of assault after an altercation in the stands near team owner James Dolan. Let me say this, man, and it just hit me today. It just hit me today that old people shouldn't tweet. Now follow me on this. Follow me on this. I think there's a disconnect the older you are in social media, and in this particular case, Twitter, where you're not able to summarize your thoughts in 140 characters. And I think that's the problem with old people like Phil in trying to take advantage of this new platform. Like, they grew up in a different era. They grew up in an era where words meant everything. They grew up in an era where they wrote letters. They wrote in cursive. You know, it was much more eloquent. And today's kids and today's society and today's media, a big part of it is Twitter, which you have to convey complete thoughts. And we've all done this before, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. We've all done this before where we tweeted something or even we text something to somebody, and because we're trying not to type 1,000,000 words, we shorten it, but then you come back later and you look at it and the person will say, wait, what did you mean by this? And so the context of it is lost in a tweet or in a text because we're trying to make it short. And Phil is old as Methuselah. He's not used to that. He doesn't understand that you got to be more clear in what you say, that people are just going to read what you have. And you can't say to yourself, well, they should just understand what I mean by what I'm saying is, no, it don't work like that. Your ass is old. Stop tweeting. I don't think that old people understand that what they say is that. And like, we're not supposed to just, understand what you really meant. That's not how Twitter works. And so this is a perfect example. This is a perfect example of why I believe, and there may be some type of law should be enacted, that if you're over a certain age, and really I'm getting to the point now where, I'm kind of like outside of the threshold of these young people. Like my daughters, and I always talk about this, my daughters, they text and they tweet and they put everything on social media. They don't call people on the phone. They don't talk to people. Like, it's just a different period in history. And Phil is from a different era. And every time he tweets something is dumb. And every time Donald Trump tweets something is dumb. What do they have in common? They are old as dirt. Yeah. So I just think that that you gotta stop. You gotta stop with, man. You gotta stop it. What do you mean misunderstood? No, we understood exactly what you were saying, Phil. We understand exactly the reference you made to Graham. For the Georgetown Hoyas back in the day. We understood the point you were trying to make. And yeah, maybe you wanted to be more clear and more precise about what you said, but you didn't do that because you only had 140 characters. Stop tweeting. You gotta stop tweeting, man. It's different now. It's different now, man. It's just different now. It's just different. Just different. Like, these kids totally survive on texting and tweeting. That's their thing, man. That's their thing. That's not your thing, Phil. Your thing is writing letters. It was stressed to you in writing beautiful cursive letters when you were in middle school. It's different now, man. These kids don't write nothing. They do everything on the computer. They got, calculators. They're able to use calculators now. My daughter took a couple of classes this past semester, online. Right. Her entire 3 credit hours is online. So things are just different, man. We're in a more technologically advanced society, man, and the way that we communicate with each other is much different, man, and old people just need to stay off Twitter. Simple as that. There's one more story I wanted to get into, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I tell you what, we'll hold off on that. That's not a good transition. I want to go ahead and just read some messages in the chat room on Spreaker.com. But before we get out of here, we'll touch upon and we'll bury once again for the last time Super Bowl 51. We'll wait until the next segment to do that, though. Well, let me read some messages in the chat room on Spreaker.com from Montana Jones. Phil just mad because it's harder to get that Cali weed in New York. Probably. From Clay, I'll be damn Davis. Redland, exactly. People forget that Kellyanne was a Cruz supporter. She was actually critical of Donald Trump, But once again, in politics, man, and in diplomacy, people in politics, forgive and forget like nothing ever happened, which that's one thing I'll never understand. That's probably why I can't be a politician, because you do something to me, I may move on from it, but I ain't never going to forget. From Grego, he says, is he even the one tweeting? I believe he is. I talked about that a couple of days ago. It was with Donald Trump. And it was, once again, to my point, like, for the longest time, I didn't think Donald Trump was actually the person tweeting. Why would you think that? He's running for president at the time. He's the president of the United States now. He can't be actually on his phone tweeting, right? No, I think Donald Trump is actually the person doing the tweeting. Based on how idiotic the tweets are, somebody else that he pays a salary, some type of manager or, one of his underlings or whatever, they wouldn't tweet the things out that Donald Trump does in their right mind. A lot of times it's bad diction and it's misspelled words and, the speech order is all wrong. No, it can't be. It is. I think it is Donald Trump tweeting. I think it's Phil Jackson actually tweeting. Yeah, I think he is doing it. Let's see. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. From Clay, I'll be damn Davis, Redland. Exactly. People forget that Kellyanne was a Cruz supporter. I already read that. From Grego X Squad, Trump tweets like there's a lot of downtime in that position. Well, he generally has, from what I understand, like one tweet that he sends out every morning. And listen, don't get it wrong. I like the idea of you controlling, the narrative and you controlling what's put out there, media-wise yourself. I like the fact that athletes can set the record straight and they can tweet something else like, no, if you heard this or you read this, no, that's not actually the case. This is coming from me directly. This is coming from the horse's mouth. So I like that aspect. I just don't think some people should tweet. I don't think some people understand the whole concept and the logistics of tweeting. You got to be so direct. You got to make sure what you're saying can't be misunderstood by anybody else. And I've done it before myself as well. I mentioned that earlier. I've done it before myself as well. And I'm more, into media today and marketing than most people. Donald Trump and Phil Jackson, they old, they're not. From Redland Kirk, Kellyanne is a fraud. All the things she's defending Trump for now, she was accusing him of this summer when she was with Ted Cruz's advisor. Right. I really learned about politics this year and how all of the people that had all the critical things to say about Donald Trump are now part of his cabinet. And now